fast, has all the ability to do it, and he loves a good technical run. Let's see what he can do here in front of his home fans.
Well, he's going to go for it here. Flicks the car from left to right. Big handbrake drag, though. And he sacrifices a little bit of that outside zone one, and now starts to get back on the qualifying line. Looks for that front clipping point. You can see him on the brake there, just dabbing it, trying to keep the front bumper away from the wall as he now works the back end of the bumper into the wall as he puts a little tag in there, upsets the steering. He's back on it, though, now as he fires through the centre of the circuit. Korpulinski looking for a big score here in the first run of qualifying. Very tight to outside zone 5, up into the wall for outside zone 6. Across the line, Korpulinski risked it at the end. We'll have all of the Polish fans behind him. This young man has done great things in the past. We've seen him on the podium multiple times. Now he needs to really pull it together as Korpulinski starts to turn it up now, starts to really feel the pressure inside the arena. Wow, that was very nice. He gets onto that wall very early, and look at this now. Flames start to erupt from behind the wall. The pyro starts to get put into effect as we get closer to the end of the evening here in Poland. And Korpulinski goes for it. Look at this, takes the back end off the car now, really works it in and turns it up to 11.
We go.
Through the gears, Dave, no messing around. Look at the laser focus from Max Heidrich as he stares down at the back end of Korpulinski's S14. Nice initiation from Korpulinski. He's in the wall, though, a little upset on the steering, but he keeps a hold of it. Heidrich gives him the room to manoeuvre. They look for that transition. Oh, and Heidrich catches the wall with the front bumper. They get in to outside zone 4 now. Korpulinski looking more comfortable. So does Heidrich, though, as he tucks up onto the door on the inside. They go through the centre of the circuit. Heidrich through the smoke on the transition. And look at this in outside zone 5. Korpulinski balances it nicely, but Max Heidrich is right there with him. He makes a big dive at the end onto the back bumper.
He gets close. If he can be consistent here, this is going to be his win. But Max Heidrich is going to try and throw a spanner, and that works.
Yeah, he is going to go for it. Here we go. Nice initiation from Max Heidrich as he flicks the car across the circuit. Late initiation from Pawel Korpulinski now, and he gets left a little bit in the smoke from the back end of the German driver's car in an early transition. As you can see, Korpulinski now trying to gain back some of that lost ground. Bumpers flying, wheels into the wall as Heidrich dials on the angle, tries to drive away from Korpulinski, and a mistake from Korpulinski, straightens through the middle of the circuit. Heidrich looks strong right now, Dave, as he comes through. One last outside time to go, and the German driver looking incredible. What he has to do now, as you guys have probably worked out from earlier on in the day, is to initiate on that line and drift the first corner. But we know Pawel Korpulinski, he's in his hometown, he is a Polish hero, he's going to put down a show, and there we go, he's going to keep it safe, very calculated for Korpulinski. He's going to put on a show run here for the fans in attendance, go back to the paddock and say, well, let's get ready to see who we will battle in our Grade 8. Who will it be? Will it be Juha Rittinen? Will it be Ite Sadat? That one coming up in a moment before we decide it. So Pawel Korpulinski there, putting on a bit of a demo run here, feeling out the track surface, feeling out the grip, and making sure that car is 110%. To push himself and the car.
This has got to be it for Juha Rittinen as they come off the line through the gears. The flames erupt up into the grandstands as Korpulinski fires in. Late initiation from Rittinen as now he starts to reel in Korpulinski. Korpulinski absolutely dialed on that lead run, goes close to the wall. Rittinen fires through, has to start making the move now as Rittinen reels in the Polish driver as the flames shoot into the grandstands. Korpulinski, this is the dangerous part. Rittinen got a dive across the track, big dive from Rittinen, got all the pace, all up onto the door, and all up in his business. Korpulinski is perfect, Rittinen's perfect, no separation.
Wow.
This is for a space in the semi-final, the top 4. Rittinen in the lead, Korpulinski in the chase. Look at Korpulinski, almost takes the front off his car. Rittinen, as they go into the wall, Rittinen tags the wall. Korpulinski right up on his bumper as Rittinen now uses that pace to get through. Korpulinski makes a brave dive, but not as close as we expected. Now he starts to turn the screw as Korpulinski gets up onto the door. Rittinen wide on the outside, Korpulinski up on the door. The transition's got to be brave from Korpulinski. It's not as brave as Rittinen's. Now it is. Up onto the door, up onto the wheel. Wow, this stuff is incredible. What a run from Rittinen and Korpulinski. Here, your top 3 finish in Drift Masters, no joke for anybody. And here we go, it is Rittinen to chasing Korpulinski for the last spot in the final 4.
Yeah, look at this, and Rittinen wants it, he goes for it, but look at Korpulinski, dialed on the outside zone, puts foot to floor, tries to drive away, but Juha Rittinen's jumped onto the back bumper, nice transition, and look at this from Juha Rittinen, he's out of the outside zone, and Rittinen's making a hash of this one. He starts to fall away, starts to make mistakes as they fire through the centre of the circuit. Rittinen goes for a big dive onto the door, and Korpulinski looks rock solid in outside zone 5. Korpulinski on the wall, across the line, but written and mistakes all over the show. Korpulinski and into that final four. And here we go, off the line they go. Korpulinski to chase down Juha Ritten, and through the gears they go. Korpulinski knows the pace, he knows the grip in that GR86, and it's shallow from Juha Ritten, and he wants to try and drive away, but there's not going to happen in Korpulinski's day, as Korpulinski once again looks for the side of that GR86. They're into that outside zone, and Korpulinski wobbling and wavering, keeping that proximity as he pushes Juha Ritten across the circuit, outside zone 5, and waits for both of them as they get into it. Ritten fires on the angle, Korpulinski closes the door, Korpulinski goes wheel to wheel.
It's just so good. Here we go. Lights go green. Shanahan in the lead position. Korpulinski in the chase. And Korpulinski's right there. Korpulinski dives into that chase position. Shanahan goes to the wall. Korpulinski goes to the door. Korpulinski's hungry for it here as Shanahan goes through the first inner zone. Boom, through the second inner zone. Korpulinski's right on his tail. Korpulinski not backing down, Korpulinski right up to the door. This is perfect from Shanahan, perfect from Korpulinski all the way through the center section. This is inch perfect from both drivers, the Irishman and the Polish. Jeez, this is unbelievable. Look at this run. Korpulinski pushing the door in.
Wow.
He knows Korpulinski's good. Shanahan has got to win it. If he wants to be champion, he's got to throw everything at Korpulinski here.
Oh, he's going to go for it, Dave. Korpulinski sets it up nicely as Shanahan shallows up the angle. He tags the door. It's dirty from both of them. It's not the cleanest. And now they get back into it. Shanahan finds his form once again. He settles the nerves. Jumps onto the rear quarter. He's closer than Korpulinski. They're both scrappy. They're both in the wall. They're touching each other. It's wheel to wheel. They're banging doors all the way across the circuit. Shanahan makes a brake dive. Korpulinski goes into outside zone 5, and Shanahan is on the door. Connor goes for the wheel across the line.
Forget it.
Here we go, through they come. Look at this big flick from Shanahan, calculated from Korpulinski. They don't want to make a mistake this time. Shanahan deep in outside zone 1. Korpulinski painted on the side of that Toyota GT86 as they come through. Korpulinski almost takes the front end off of his car on the transition. He does take the front end off the car as Shanahan gets into the wall. Korpulinski stays with him. He doesn't care about the front bumper. Oh, but he tags Shanahan on the transition. Korpulinski's thirsty for it. He's hungry. He wants it more than ever. As Shanahan leads them into that final outside zone, Korpulinski loses some ground.
Oh, this one is for everything on the line. Shanahan has to win it. Here we go.
Oh, look at this. He's on the back bumper. He's not letting Korpulinski get away. No chance of understeer this time from Shanahan as he jumps into it. Korpulinski not as deep onto the wall as Shanahan. But Korpulinski needs to be technical and clinical as Shanahan tags the wall with the front bumper. Now he's back into it again as Korpulinski drags the back end of the S14 around the wall. Shanahan's as close, if not closer, than Korpulinski. Takes the risk on the transition into outside zone 5. Shanahan up onto the door, into the wall, onto the back bumper. Shanahan!
That is...
They're on the line, they get the thumbs up, the light goes green, Zacharil drops the clutch, and here we go. The third and fourth place podium place awaits for one of these guys. Zacharil with a wild initiation. He's wider than anyone else before he gets into it, but that opens the door for Korpulinski as Korpulinski now goes for a brave transition once again across the circuit. Through they go into outside zone 4. Look at Korpulinski pushing Zacharil into the wall and around outside zone 4. They look for the touch and go, collected nicely by Zacharil as they get into the wall. Shallows up the angle, does Korpulinski as he puts foot to floor and he edges the front end of that S14 towards the door of Zacharil.
He is their last chance hero. Korpulinski to lead in Zacharil for third step on the podium. Here we go.
They're through the gears, they go down, and a nice initiation from Korpulinski, but it's shallow and it's not as deep onto the wall as Zacharil, and Zacharil takes that opportunity. He sees a little wound, but he tags the front end and rips the car apart and puts the car into a spin, and Poland erupts.
The entire stadium knows what that means. Poland are going to the podium. Zacharil took it and smashed into that inner zone. He took the wheel off the car.